Today, we're diving into the culinary world of Isaac Flores, the visionary behind Sammataro Pizza in Austin, Texas. Born and raised in El Paso, Isaac ventured to New York City, where he honed his craft in the vibrant food and service scene. His passion for making pizza ignited during the COVID pandemic, leading him to create authentic New York-style pies in his backyard from a brick oven he built himself. After realizing he had something special, it ultimately ended up with him starting a pizza trailer on East 12th Street, cooked to perfection in a wood-fired oven. With years of experience owning bars in the heart of New York, Isaac infuses his dedication and expertise into every slice. Join us as we explore the flavors, stories, and the vibrant spirit that makes Sammataro Pizza a must-try destination.
I knew I was gonna have some kind of business in hospitality, but never. I love pizza. You know, it's always been a passion. Actually, New York, pizza brought me to New York. I used to work for a really amazing pizza company in Austin called Home Slice, and they're so awesome, man. They would bring out like 30 to 40 employees once a year to try out like New York style pizza. And the second I landed in New York, it was just like it was like set on crystals for me or something, because I was just like gravitated towards that energy. And I was like, I need to get the fuck out of Boston. I need to be in New York. And it took, a year or so until like I landed in New York. But once I got there, I was just like tapped in. I was like, all right, I feel like I'm with my people. For some reason, because no one's really, yes, there's New Yorkers. It's kind of like Austin now. It's like no one's really from Austin, but like, you go to New York and you're like, people are just trying to figure it out, On the kind of the same way of like, I want to do shit. On that grind and that hustle. So, surrounding myself with like people like-minded, kind of just kept pushing. Yo, Zay. Perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Get the door. So I don't mean to be too serious.
No.
I feel like
We're vibing.
I'm like, so y'all feel free to jump in.
What do we got here?
This is my favorite pizza, man. This is our tomato pie with pepperoni. So this is Mexican oregano. Let's get that straight. Not just any oregano. Garlic, olive oil, and crushed red chilies.
What's the difference in like Mexican oregano and like regular?
You could smell it. Like it's kind of instant. Mexican and Sicilian oregano are pretty similar because it's like really like it's hot, right? So it's just, the herb is a little darker versus like a Greek oregano, which is a little more fresh. But I mean, you can smell it, right?
Yeah.
That shit's fire.
Get a little slice. Are you tired of eating
Always.
pizza at this point?
Never.
No?
No, tired, yes. Eating pizza, never. I'm always like, every time I see it, it's like, I can't help myself.
Yeah. Oh, I can taste the
oregano.
The oregano, yeah.
It makes it. It's a special
it on camera.
Got your boy. Yeah, that's keep that shit in there.
Appreciate you.
Got you.
So like, I was telling all my friends about your ranch and stuff. And
It's good.
And just for the record, I'm gonna put this out there. Like, this ranch, it belongs. So I'm gonna give full credit. Anthony Falco, it's his ranch. He made like the recipe, and I just like embellished it. But Anthony Falco is my guy. The ranch is 23 ingredients. It's all like, we make it once a week, and then when it goes, it goes. You want me to go get some? You want some ranch?
Nah, I think we're good, but I think the creative direction is something that sticks out for me, because like there's a lot of restaurants that don't really specialize in that. They're just so focused on the food and the quality of that, and obviously that's important, but I feel like adding the style, the merch, kind of the ambiance that you're creating, like how important is that to you?
It's monumental. Like, that's what makes Sammataro. Like, that's honestly like, I want to just do this, I wanted to do something that I'm passionate about, and that's pizza. And then the other style is street culture, community in a way. But like, it really is the culture that we want to bring around.
You want to create.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Because I have bars in New York, and that to me was like, the cream. Like I was like 27, just got my first bar, and I was like bringing people together to like just fucking cheers, you know, just have a good time. And I was like, how do I do that again in Austin without the late nights at 4 or 5 a.m.? I was like, well, something I honestly, truly like passionate about was pizza. As we're doing now, you know, like we're breaking bread. There's no pizza that's gonna come out the same, you know. And this is the hard part, you know, because you know so many people like want to judge you and like review you, you know, like you know once you do something and people are like, all right, like I'm gonna go try this pizza spot out. And they come here with like
high,
like oh, I'm a pizza snob, or like I've had pizza all over the world. It's like great, you know, but if you have, then you need to also understand how to make it. People like come in here and they're like, oh, the sauce ratio to the cheese. I'm like, yeah, we can talk about that all day. But like, have you made pizza before? Never. People are like, no, I never made it. I was like, yeah. When you have like, let's talk, and when you need to do that on a consistent level, when you're making hundreds of pizzas on a day, let's come back and like, let's talk about it. But like, it's tough to be consistent.
Yeah.
And we try.
And you guys have, you know, a whole list of different pizzas. I think like 5 or 6 pies, and you have a seasonal pie.
And that's new for us too. You know, like before it was just classic with toppings. You know, kind of we modeled off the In-N-Out model. You know, they kept it very simple, and then they're like, you should really just throw some specialty pies in there. So people just, it's like, all right, like I gotta stop with this like here and just kind of open up. Because that's what the ranch came about too. You know, like you got ranch. I was like, no, we're not gonna put fucking ranch on the menu. But yes, now ranch pays the bills.
Yeah. Well, I was asking him earlier, while we're in here, like people who like love pies.
You can get in here. We'll show you. Come on.
Sorry.
Get in here, boy.
Can I sit over here?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I'm waiting on
I guess he can answer this question too.
Here, actually, yeah, let's ask
What?
him. I'm sick of asking questions.
What? It's a podcast, bro. This is part of it.
People who love pies, like you got your New Yorks and whatnot, like do they want this type of stuff on it? Like the peppers, the ranch, the Parmesan, just the different seasonings? Like do they want that, or they just like a steak? You don't need anything on a steak if it's good.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like an artisanal pie, like what the one that Isaac does here. I mean, I don't even put none of this stuff on there because I think it's already great, you know, the way it is. But you, in a pizza shop, especially in New York, you need something like this just to have as accoutrements for everybody to taste. But it's, you know, it's your own little journey, right? But like I said, artisanal pies like his, I let it rock because, you know, he's already taken the steps to make it taste the way it's supposed to be to the finish. So I follow him, you know what I'm saying?
And I guess just introduce who you are in front of your.
Yeah.
Apparently you're a famous chef.
No.
He's hyping you up. Like you whip it up a little bit.
No way, dude. I'm McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's.
He started at McDonald's.
No, I worked at McDonald's right down the block over here.
In Harlem. Which one? The one in like Times Square?
34th and 8th. Yes?
Hi.
You got my pen?
This is the best thing I have.
Okay, it's the best thing you got there. Thank you.
Yeah, and the foil trays are here too.
Appreciate it.
Okay, yeah.
Bye.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, so my name is Villarosa. I'm from the South Bronx, New York City. I moved to Austin about 6 months ago. I have a Filipino restaurant on 6th Street in Medina called Oko. We just opened 5 weeks now, 5 weeks. And we the hottest in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Selling the crack cocaine out here.
We're gonna have to try that too. The next shoot gonna be
This is your segue, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I mean, and I love pizza. You know, I grew up on pizza. From
Did you get the dollar slice?
Yeah, from $1 slice to you know $4 slices. You know, like I know pizza.
What's the best investment that y'all made this so far? And yes.
Best investment.
Best investment. I've been really trying to like deep dive in myself.
Yeah,
You know, like maybe making myself more of a priority to allow myself more capacity to create and just kind of just a friend circle, you know, just kind of keeping it like tight.
That's right.
Keeping myself more. I'm trying to check myself before I extend myself.
Yeah, I have a family now.
Yay!
So that's
Little guy.
Yeah, so
Congratulations.
thank you, I appreciate it. So I think that's one of the biggest investments. I mean, the best investment I think so far is going back to that point of like what you're doing this for. You know what I'm saying? What's your why? You know, and I think, and especially piggybacking off the hospitality part. I mean, you gotta treat everybody like they're coming to your house. You know, like this feeling here is this is a crib, right? Like you come into somebody's house, like you gotta treat them well. So they always have to have something to drink and like relax. Music is not too loud. Like all those things are like part of the hospitality movement. And I think if you're going into the restaurant business to make money, then there's something wrong.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're
Absolutely,
not
man.
really gonna make any money, and it's really a passion project situation. You know,
A lot of
so,
what you're saying, though, man. A lot of people want the creative. They have a lot of money. They want, like, they'll try to take your shit, man.
Yeah.
yeah.
They want it. They'll strip you from it. You know, I mean, it's what it is, man. But like, you know, we're just creatives. We just want to do something kind of
Yeah,
cool,
for sure.
and build and grow.
Yeah.
And people want that.
Mhm.
But
The story is so important.
It is,
too,
yeah.
Like
it is.
seeing the movement. I mean, even when I first, met you, just talking about Sammataro, then we chop it up a month or two later. You're like, bro, I'm about to open up these other spots. I'm like, damn, like, just like that, it just
Yeah.
changes, but it's more to the process.
Sure.
And things like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got shows like Fuck That's Delicious, Wong's World, but like in y'all's free time, do y'all watch those shows? Like, do y'all entertain that, or y'all just kind of like?
Yeah, all the
I used to,
time.
Munchies was my shit,
All the
like
time,
back
yeah.
in
All
early
the time.
2000s, yeah. Like
Eater,
Yeah.
yeah. Bon Appetit's joints.
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
When I started doing the Chef's Night Out shit, I was
Those are
like
fun.
all about it. It was only YouTube streaming.
Mhm.
But now Eddie, it's a funny story about Eddie. He used to go to Dick and Jane's.
Yeah.
It was one of my bars. And that night, for some reason, I put one on. And then the health inspector showed up. And
That's a problem.
yeah, dude, it was like 10 p.m. It was late. I was like, oh my god! Like Eddie's like, Isaac, go outside, and he did the walkthrough with the health inspector and got us the A. And he's like, got you, boy.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was perfect.
I've been watching. I like The Bear. Y'all seen that show?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, now it's
Fresh
like
show.
just the hospitality aspect, but then seeing like the chaos in some of those kitchens and stuff like that. I'm just like,
It's
it just-
real.
It's
yeah,
an
it just made me-
extreme, no?
Yeah, it just made me-
It's like high strung.
it made me really just appreciate it a lot more. Obviously, like as someone that never has dove into hospitality or worked in the kitchen, I'm just like, how hard these people work, how many hours, sleepless nights, how fast they got to be imperfect to just put out a good product at the end of the day and play it in front of someone that they'll probably never talk to.
Yeah.
Like
That's-
that just made me
chefs,
really
that's
admire
huge,
the
man.
whole scene a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, we opened the restaurant about 5-6 weeks ago.
Okay.
And before that, you haven't seen me. You haven't really seen me since.
Bro, I never seen you in action. Just
Yeah.
that one time you were making paninos in the oven one time.
So I used to hang out at Sammataro all the time. But when the restaurant started opening up, I was gone. I was working 7 days, like 16 hours for like 2 months, before we even opened. So like all that work you put in, it'll equate to the kind of the beginning and the opening, because if you don't put any of that hard work in the beginning, the opening is gonna be a shit show. You know what I'm saying? Like we had almost 170 people show up on our opening night.
Wow.
And it was tough. Like everybody was freaking out, but my guys were ready because I already trained them. They were like ready to go. So it just became such a moment for us to say that the back of the house is ready, but the servers are not. Like we had that pride. But when it just comes down to it, it's like you have to put in the sweat equity to like be able to get to a point. Because if you don't put that work in, it's gonna show.
Yeah.
And it's like a half-ass situation. It's gonna just show.
70% of restaurants fail in the first year.
That's right.
When y'all first set out on this journey with multiple years of success, was that something in the back of your mind, or were you like, fuck it, like I'm ready for the challenge, or you just didn't pay any mind to it?
Hell no, that's always never fucking. For me, I've closed 3 restaurants, right? So I'm always thinking about like, we always have to have an injection of capital.
Sure.
Like it's you can't go into a restaurant business thinking that you created this pro forma, that this number is the number. You can't do that. You always have to multiply by 30% just to create a runway for you to be able to, fucking the floor just started cracking for some reason.
AC.
The AC unit just shut down. Your GM that you hired to pay $65,000 a year just quit. Like all types of different shit. Like you always have to have this leeway of capital to stay alive, and then to stay alive past 4 years, bless you. Stay alive past 10 years, you're a fucking icon.
Yeah.
Stay past alive 20 years, you're legendary now.
That's it. You're set.
You're set now, you know? So I think it's really about maintaining every day, maintaining every week, maintaining every month, but also having this kind of hindsight of longevity and kind of forecasting how this looks like for the year, how this looks like in 2 years, and how this looks like in 3 years, and also the ROI, the return on investment from your investors. You always have to think about paying them off first, and then you can create your income flow for yourself after. So if you're a restaurant owner that you want to come into the game, don't think putting 100,000 up is gonna fucking give you your money back in 2 fucking years. That's a 5-year plan. You know?
Yeah.
The 100 grand is gonna flip you in 5 years, and you only get 5% back incrementally. You know what I'm saying? So you always gotta think about stuff like that. So you know, anybody that wants to start a restaurant business, you better think about capital first, and then also think about what the concept is and if it's gonna work in the location, and also start fucking small. Don't fucking start too big, and you're fucking in the hole.
What do you think makes these, we'll just use like Benihana or like Perry's, Eddie V's, these different steakhouses or just different restaurants?
Yeah.
Nobu, like what makes these restaurants so successful all these
You're
years?
naming things that are backed by multi-million-dollar people. Nobu's creator is Robert De Niro. Nobu Hasamasa, who has $50 million himself. You know what I'm saying? P.F. Chang's is owned by a conglomerate out in San Francisco. So we're talking about things there's already $40 million injected into the thing, and like this is your.
They can get the best of the best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is your bracket. This is how you're gonna stay. And this is how much money we need to make to return on this investment.
Yeah.
So it's already set up to be successful. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, when you were first starting, we were maxing out like credit cards. You know? I had 40K, that was my max. That's how this shit started. I don't know, millions.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still paying off that shit.
Yeah,
you know,
Yeah,
but
it's a grind.
it's hard, bro.
It's hard. It's a grind.
It's a
Yeah.
grind.
And, you know, you get lucky if you have a nice brand. Somebody will come like, yo,
Yeah.
let me buy you out.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
And yeah, one day,
Yeah,
you know,
that's like,
yeah.
it's weird because like you start these companies, right? But that's the weird thing is like, your goal is like to get bought out. That's just weird because it's like yours, you know? So like, why do you want somebody to buy your product? But like, at that point, it kind of means you made it as well.
Yeah, it's like an exit. That's
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's your
Financial.
exit.
yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be nice.
Like that girl Chloe by Chloe, remember that restaurant? Chloe by Chloe, whatever, in New York?
Kardashian?
No, it's like a restaurant by Chloe. Like this girl named Chloe, she's a chef.
Oh, it's thinking the do things.
No.
Yeah.
So she started a vegan restaurant,
Yes.
and she
West Village.
became super famous, millions,
Yeah.
opened up like 6 stores. But the fucking lady did not read the fucking fine print that she signed to these investors, that the name is theirs. She didn't read that part. She just signed it because they're investing in a dream.
Wow.
And then what happens when she was fucking 100 million in and she
there's-
wanted to cash out? They took it from her. You know, they took it from her.
That's crazy.
Just took it. Her whole name, everything, took it from her. Bam. You know, and then what happened, right? Now she's starting to start over again. And that's just a life lesson of like,
Yeah.
first of all, you gotta invest in yourself too. Like, you gotta have the right people to protect you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a lot of bullshit in the restaurant business. It's tough. It's a tough business, but it's also fulfilling because you get to do shit like this. You know, you get to host your friends. You get to fucking create what you want to do the things that you want to do. You have no boss. Like, you know, it's fun. And you're doing food. Who doesn't love food, right? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, everybody's gonna eat. So, you know, I think it's just, you know, just caution the wind when you're going into this thing. You know what I'm saying? You make sure you're ready. You know.
Yeah.